Welcome back, watch people. So how big a problem is the switch hit scam? That is where someone will either try on your watch and give you back a replica, or where someone will maybe give you cash, and then when you check it later on, that cash isn't cash, it's just paper, or money is missing, etc, etc. How big a problem is that in the world of private buying and selling? Well, look, I've got to be honest with you guys, it's not a huge problem. It doesn't happen very often, but it's possible. And the biggest problem, I would say, are misunderstandings. Often people will get confused as to how much money they've given you or how much money you've already counted out. That is far more likely to happen than someone trying to switch money or switch a watch. But listen, either scenario is possible. And today I'm going to teach you exactly how you can easily avoid either situation. Now, the most common switch scam actually works with jewellery rather than watches, but it does also work with watches. I've had 2 or 3 cases this year that I know of where watches have been switched, a couple even in the heart of Hatton Garden. Yes, it happens to the best of them. So look, at the end of the day, this is how it normally works. Someone will see a watch, or more likely a diamond ring, in a shop window. They will go away, simply buy a cubic zirconia version that looks exactly the same. Or in the watch's case, let's just pretend this is a Rolex Submariner. Don't forget, guys, I don't keep any valuable watches at my home for security reasons. So we're going to use this Casio as an example, but let's just pretend it's a Rolex Submariner. So fairly easy to get, isn't it? A counterfeit Rolex Submariner. So the scammer will go into the shop, usually with a female partner. They'll try on the ring. She'll try it on and tell the salesman that actually it's not what they were looking for. And then they will give them back the replica in the hope that the switch hasn't been noticed. That's actually quite a common con trick. The same goes with watches. People will go in, they'll try on the Submariner, they'll have a look at it. Somehow or another, they'll do the swap, give the Submariner back to the shop assistant, say thank you very much, make an excuse and leave as quickly as they can. And then sometime later, they will notice that the watch has been swapped. Not particularly likely to happen at your home or at your place of work, but there's a very simple way around that. Now, when anyone handled watches of my own, when I was dealing both from my office or from my store, every single one of my watches would have a tag attached to the clasp or the bracelet, which wouldn't easily be removed or swapped, and it usually had my own handwriting or our own printer system on the actual clasp, on the sticker. What I would suggest for people at home, for private individuals, is just to nick one of your children's stickers out of one of their sticker books or anything similar. You can even go to somewhere like WH Smith. It's going to cost you about $1.99 for a packet of stickers. Just pop a high-vis sticker on the back of the watch or on the inside of the clasp. That way that you can safely give that to someone. They can play around with the watch, have a look at it till their heart's content, and you know that when that watch comes back, that sticker, this actually isn't a sticker, so that's why it's falling off, but that sticker is still in exactly the same place in which you left it. Now, no one is going to know that you're doing this ahead of the visit, so they're not going to be able to bring along a matching high-vis sticker. That really solves that one. As far as counting money is concerned and dealing with money, the common error or the common issue is that people will count money, they'll get confused while they're counting it, and what a lot of people do is they count money, and as they count each thousand or whatever, they'll put it under the desk or they'll put it in their pocket. Well, then what happens when the guy that's selling the watch says, well, actually, I've given you 5,000, and you're saying, well, actually, no, you've only given me 4. There's £1,000 missing. Big problem, big problem. So the thing is here, and the golden rule is that, look, when anyone gives you money, you count it in front of them, right to the very last note. You count it in front of them. You put it on the desk in front of you. When you finish counting, you place some bits on top of it. You do not let him or yourself touch that money, because don't forget, it might not be him that's trying to steal it from you. It might be him accusing you of stealing it from him. Either way, it's an issue. The same with the watch. Just simply do not let the goods out of your eyesight. If the goods disappear out of your eyesight again, let's say someone's coming to sell you a watch, they can accuse you of doing a switch. You can accuse them of doing a switch. That can't happen if the watch is properly marked and identified, and if the goods stay in plain sight of view all the time. That must be, it must remain in your sight at all times. Now, once you've inspected the watch and you're happy with it and you're going to purchase it, insist that it's left on the counter in front of you. You can then count the money out or have the money counted in front of your very eyes. Insist that that money is counted in front of you. Do not let the person take it away. They might want to put it through a money counter. If they do, well, let them bring the money counter to you. They don't weigh a ton. They're all portable. Let them bring the money counter to you. Always make sure that the money is counted in front of both parties and left on the table in front of everyone, so no one can dispute what has exactly just taken place. Now guys, look, this might be common sense to a great many of you, but you would be surprised as to how many people make fundamental mistakes by letting one or two of the items in question here leaving their view of sight over the period of a deal. All paperwork, any invoices, any documentation that needs to be shown or completed should be done in plain sight, again in front of each other, with both the goods and the money remaining in view to both parties at all times. Sorry to be repetitive on that point, but it is absolutely vital. There is no excuse for anyone, either the buyer or the seller, to withdraw or move in that money during the deal. Once it's been counted and it's agreed, let it stay there with an object on top, job done. It's not until everything has been completed and you are actually due to part company that the buyer or the seller, whatever the case may be, takes the watch and takes the money. And that is the safe way to make a transaction. Now, something else that's really, really important, and that I've actually made a video before. I think I called the video, "You should always show your hand at the end of a deal." Now, when I go out and about looking at watches, it might be Hatton Garden, Portobello Road, it might be a watch fair, it could be anywhere. At the end of me looking at a watch, I will always make a point of saying to the person that I've been dealing with, "There's your watch, thank you very much." And then when they take the watch, show me, "Thank you very much, you've got the watch, haven't you?" I always ask them the question, "You've got the watch, haven't you?" Now, this is rather ironic and a bit strange, is that a lot of my friends in the business, they know exactly how it all works. And even people that I have known for many, many, many years, and that I trust them implicitly, they trust me implicitly. But I could be in, say for example, a watch fair, and I might be talking to someone who's a close personal friend. I've known him for 25 years. We trust each other, there's no problem. He's busy, he's talking to 4 or 5 other people. I say, "Oh, can I have a look at that watch?" They give me the watch and they immediately just turn their back and carry on doing what they're doing, because they know that I'm not going to run away with their watch. They trust me implicitly, so there's no problem. I'm looking at the watch, etc., etc. And now, if I just go, "Well, you know, look, I know he trusts me, there's the watch, okay," put it back on the desk, someone else that's in the vicinity takes the watch. Who was the last person that my friend saw with that watch? Who was the last person that my friend handed that watch to? It was me. And he is naturally going to look at me and say, "Paul, where's my watch?" So even when I'm dealing with someone that I've known for donkey's years, I will always say to them, I will tap them on the arm or whatever, I'll make a nuisance of myself if I have to, and I'll just say, "There you go, there's your watch. You've got it, haven't you? You've got your watch." And they'll go, yeah, I've got it. There is no debate. There is no question then. There is no, "Paul, where did my watch go? Paul, have you seen where the watch went?" You have given that watch or the goods or whatever it might be back in their hand, and you have confirmed by opening your hands in front of them. Don't forget what I said about the video, always show your hands at the end of a watch deal. Look, it might sound a little bit over the top in some instances, but it can save you a lot of embarrassment, a lot of problems. As I say, that, you know, chance opportunists will often pick up a watch. I had a video where someone did it in Hatton Garden, where they just walked past a GMT and just took the watch in a split second, because both the buyer and the seller had taken their eye off the ball for a very few seconds. That video is up on my channel for you to see. So as I said, without repeating myself, always show your hand. Make sure, whether you trust the person you're dealing with, whether they trust you, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, make sure at the end of the deal, you make sure they've got the goods and that you've shown your hand, and confirm with them that you have given them the goods back. Hope that helps, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll speak again soon.